Alright guys, hello and welcome to another cast in Alchemy League. This time we have Development versus Warrior. We've gone from Cuprum Division all the way up to Platinum Division, and just sort of random based on the order of the sets that people post, who plays when, basically. But these guys are the best of the best. These guys I think are number 1 and number 2 seed, or something like that in the league itself. So these guys are both, 2K1-ish players, probably, about. It's hard to say exactly for Development, just because he has a pretty noisy ELO history. But we didn't do the tolerance analysis on Development when players were first seeded. But I would say the Development is slightly higher ELO than Warrior, so Warrior is the underdog here. Development is from the US, and Warrior, I believe, is from the Russian Federation. So we've got Lithuanians versus Italians. No handicap or anything like that. These guys are way too good for that kind of thing. Lithuanians versus Italians, both pretty good civilizations. You guys might be wondering, like, what the heck are you doing? They're playing on Cataclysm. Well, these guys were supposed to play last week, but they were not able to due to scheduling issues. So, fortunately, they reached out in advance, and I said, yeah, no problem. Just thanks for letting me know. So, Development actually played both of his games this weekend. So, we got 6 recordings, basically, that involve Development in some way. So we got Warrior here. He's got 2 on wood, and I think that he left a villager behind to build a dock. I like this dock. I like it when people leave the villager behind to build a dock, although it's somewhat unfortunate for Warrior that there's only 1 dolphin nearby this dock. So maybe he just doesn't know about it. He got a little bit unlucky in that regard. But there are more dolphins out here. Whereas Development... Oh, Warrior is coming over here and he's dropping off some sheep? Is that what that is? Or he just found some sheep? And he's going to scout Development's base with the sheep, which is pretty funny. Let's actually see if we can... Nope, he's just stealing them. He's not scouting. Ah, shoot. He's not scouting. He is just stealing. Just so happens that he's going to also scout the front of Development's base. Usually what I do when I find somebody's sheep like this is I'll use the sheep to scout their base. Tell me where their golds are and such. Okay, Development bringing in a boar. Both players are going to have very little town center idle time. Development with 0 seconds. Warrior with 10 seconds. I think Warrior just had to force drop off something, or he had to get loom. I think Warrior got a little bit unlucky with this fish here. My villager drops off, and he's going to queue up another villager directly behind it. There he goes. So that'll keep him going for a little while. For Lithuanians, it's easier, though, because they start with more food. I think they get 100 per town center or something like that. Warlion says sheep are best used for scouting. I agree. On a Nomad map, sheep are scouts. They're very important. So Warrior going to build the house here. I'm not sure why Warrior doesn't build the house, like, to kind of include this gold or something. I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe he's confident, my opponent's not going to come in and bother me. It's not going to come mess with me for a while. So Warrior has some villagers in queue. He's continuing to fish here. He's got 3 fishing ships by now. Development with 3 fishing ships as well. I think maybe an extra villager or 2 because of the town center. Well, no, not really. They have similar town center idle time. So, Development going to bring in this boar. So, these guys show us how to do it. These guys are our pros. They're not, maybe not the pros. They're not the best in the world, but they're the best that we have access to for Alchemy League. We really appreciate them signing up, because there are probably a lot more lucrative tournaments to play in. Warrior in to deliver the clap of a lifetime, says Chris. Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. We will see. From what I heard, this was a pretty competitive set. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if you've ever played Warrior before, Chris. I'm assuming that you played Development before. Send development back to the noob poachers. He likes to hang out with the noobs, huh? Alright, so we're building a house, and development has built a lumber camp. I like that this town center is on the north side of a wood line. I think that's very important. But it's also important not to forget to build your lumber camp on Nomad, because you need those lumber camp upgrades. So Warrior here has found development's fish. I don't know if Warrior is planning on being cheeky about it, like if he's going to send a villager forward to build a dock here. I think we've seen him, or maybe somebody did that against him in a previous game. We've also seen players block the fishing ships with the transport ship. Chris says, Jonas and the Noob Poachers is a community that's been around for a few good years. Not sure if they're still actively together anymore. Ah, I see. So, development scouting for Warrior's dock, but does not find it. He needed to look over here. He even looked on the front side of this too and still didn't find it. So maybe development thinks that Warrior didn't dock at all. But I don't think that development, he's a pretty good player. I don't think he'll make any assumptions. I think he will come back here and be like, wait, what? I didn't see a dock. He probably will come back here and look for it. So Warrior is on his way up to the feudal age at only 25 pop. So I think Warrior has spent some effort. Okay, so development is going to come back through, and he's going to see Warrior going on to building a dock here. And I don't think development's going to make any assumptions, but he's at least going to know, based on the location of the dock, that Warrior plans on being aggressive on water. Because for this level of play, water is super important. Is this a Hippo map? It looks legit. Chris, every Alchemy League map is legit. We have standards. This is Cataclysm, so it's not a Hippo map. A moon has crashed into the main planet here, and it caused a cataclysmic event that destroyed civilization, hence the ruins and the relics scattered around. And the players started off on these little islands, and they had to migrate back after things got better. No, it's not a Hippo. So Warrior's feudal age development is getting double bit axe, and development is actually going to go archers. Okay, we've seen Lithuanian archers before. Warrior, I think, wants to. Oh wow, he really wants to go water. All right, he's making galleys. He's going to make galleys from 3 docks essentially. That explains why Warrior has built such a tight base here. Like, that explains why Warrior hasn't come out here and like built a town center here or built a big house wall here. He really wants to secure pretty much everything he has with water and then go off and win water. And we see him start to collect the galleys here. So he's going to go 3 galley. 3 dock galleys, I should say. So let's see. Development actually has made a fire galley himself, but he has not invested much into water. He's just chasing Warrior's transport ship around. He's massed up 2 archers so far. He's building more. Has he gotten fletching yet? No, but he's getting it now. And he's found a bunch of sheep, so he's going to be able to hold on for a little while. And we'll see, basically. It'll come down to the difference in strategy here. You know, is development able to do lots of damage to Warrior, or is Warrior able to do more damage to development? I think that depends a lot on how many fishing ships there are. And Warrior coming forward now, he's going to find 7 fishing ships for development. So that's potentially 7 villagers that he could kill. And Warrior's on top of this. Look at this. He sees it. He automatically starts microing. He has reinforcements streaming in. He's got another galley there. He's got another galley here. Actually, he's not making many more. Okay, he is making a few more. And the archers are in on Warrior's wood line. Uh-oh. Okay, he is going to save that one. He's going to bring this one back, too. I don't think he was expecting development to go archers. He never scouted the range. Well, and to be fair, he didn't really have any units. This is a great tower, though. It's very smart of Warrior to build this tower right here immediately. Development is going to build a tower as well. If this tower goes up, it'll seriously complicate Warrior's plans for taking wood this game. But he needs this tower. This tower will protect some of his wood, and it'll protect his gold. He's got a few villagers fighting here too. He needs to be careful though. He needs to duck the villagers out and then in and yep, micro it around. So he's able to sort of work down the health of these archers. But development going to build this tower. Does Warrior see that tower going up? Yes, he does. Of course he does. It's within range of his lumber camp. I'm not really sure what Warrior can do about that tower. Probably not much. Warrior is, however, over here massacring development's fishing ships. So that's a much needed win for Warrior, and it's basically going to come down to who can survive. Can basically Warriors, the fact that Warrior can't take wood, does that compensate for the fact that development loses 7 villagers on fish, essentially? The Eco KD is really good for Warrior right now, 7 kills to 1 death. But the long-term damage is, I think it's hard to overstate here. This tower is devastating. So Warrior has built an archery range, which is smart. He's going to need to get some skirmishers out. These skirmishers will give him a slight amount of map control. Like, look at these guys. Look at this micro. Could you imagine seeing that in Copper Division? I wish I could do that. Alright, so Warrior is going to chase this off. He's got a couple skirms here. He desperately needs more wood, so he's coming out and he's building a wood line super forward, even closer to development, and development doesn't want these skirmishers doing anything, so he's making a stable now, and so Warrior is going to need to respond to that. I don't know. I think if you're Warrior, what do you do once you see this stable? Do you go archers? I guess you make a spearman. That's what he's got here. That's a good start. It's logical. It makes sense. Warrior has 1 water. He has 1 water. So, but he is really struggling for wood here. This tower just messing him up. Look at all these idle villagers standing here. He's rushing up some houses, and development is Castle Age. That is a disaster for Warrior. Warrior, he's got free fishing, so that's really good for him. But he needs to build a market and like do some magic at the market and try to get up as soon as possible. Development's making knights, and Warrior knows that these villagers can't stay here, so he has to pull them off of that lumber camp. Villagers are fighting the knight with a spearman, and the spearman's really what's doing the work. The villagers are just keeping the knight from killing the spearman first, I guess. And we can see that the Warrior is still ahead in Eco KD and in villager count. So these guys are having a competitive game. I know it doesn't look it, but development's ability to build this tower here basically compensated for completely giving up water. And so the question is going to be who got the better deal. He needs to like quick wall this or something. I don't know. There's a mangonel here. It's a mess. Okay, Warrior is building a market now. He's got a lot of gold. His gold is safe. But he doesn't want to... Oh. Alright, he garrisons in the town center. Should garrison that spearman too. He should try to quick wall this lumber camp here. He's going to buy his way up. This market goes up and he does click up to the Castle Age. These guys are having a pretty tough game so far. I'd like to see Warrior quick wall that, but it may not be worth it. Just trying to pick up what wood he can. Warrior has come out here, and I think, what is Warrior doing? I think he wants to build a town center here, and he wants to like buy wood. That's probably his plan, if I had to guess. Considering that his wood here has been denied, he's run out of wood here to chop, and he's on his way up to the Castle Age. So he's gonna, I guess he's gonna start taking stone. Okay, no, the plan is a castle. Plan is a castle, and he needs it badly. He's made some scouts to deal with monks, but development has good monk micro, and he converts that scout. The other one's sort of exploring. If you're Warrior, though, you do not want to lead these knights over here. And development does not know that Warrior's down here, and that's kind of like his saving grace. That's the one thing keeping him in the game so far. That and all of this fish. So Warrior needs to force drop off that wood, and he needs to repair this town center. He's going to buy some wood, too. villagers are not repairing, though. Only one villager is repairing. Oh no, warrior! No, no! Oh, the town center goes down, and it's probably going to be GG from that. Maybe not, though. Maybe warrior just builds a new town center over here, and he just lets development continue to come at him at sea. I would have called the GG, but warrior's a fighter, I guess. Where's the new town center going to be? He flees. Villagers could pop out and shank down this knight. He's only got 3 HP left. Okay, the new town center is going to be here. Alright, can warrior get up in time? Okay, development pulls this knight back to heal. Warrior is completely off of wood. He has no wood whatsoever. But he's going to be able to click up. The question is, does he have time to get up to the castle age and build that castle that he wants? Maybe if he can build like 1 or 2 castles in here, with his water control, he'd be fine. But it does not look pretty. So development still does not know where warrior is, I don't think. Let's check. Yeah, he doesn't know that warrior is down here. He's probably coming... And you know what? Warrior actually trying to stop development from coming in here and getting these relics. Because he knows that if development gets these relics, there's a chance that he could spot his secret base down here. I think that's why warrior has made these scouts. That and the fact that, you know, if you can stop your opponent from getting relics, that's always good. It's like a free villager. And he's got the food, right? He's got all these fishing ships working back here. So, no town center, no problem. Just rebuild another one next to all of the stone and gold on the map. Okay, so now he's going to come in here for a scout raid. I love this. Force development to be on the defensive here for a little bit. I think we got a spearman fighting here. It's going to lose some HP to that. I don't think the scouts saw very much. No, they didn't really do much. But the eco KD is equal. Okay, development sees these villagers fleeing this way, but at this point, warrior is going to be in the next stage. And he actually has a little bit of an army here. He could fight 2 knights. He's got a few more spearmen. Actually, so at this point, development knows that warrior's down here. He's going to send his mangonels rolling this way. He's probably going to make more knights. He's going to make more siege. He's going to make more monks. Okay, so warrior being castle age is going to build this castle here. He's going to chase this knight off. He still has a villager lead as well. Let's see, 35 villagers for warrior to 53 for development. I'm not sure what you mean by that. 26 villagers. No, development has the villager lead. He did have a villager lead. He definitely has the fishing ships working. Well, he's got the fishing ships. They need to work here. Alright, what do we got? We got warrior. He's probably going to try and build another castle. Maybe the plan for the castle would be to secure some wood for himself. He's chopping this tree. Oh no. Alright, development wants this relic. He's going to come and get it. There's knights here. Warrior needs to be very careful about that. Yeah, he's going to leave. He needs something to chase away mangonels while he builds a castle to secure some wood. He needs to quick wall this. Quick wall, quick wall. Ah, shoot, not quite. So now, where's development going? Alright, he's gonna build the lumber camp here. And warrior needs to cancel this castle before these mangonels flatten it. Otherwise he's gonna lose the stone for it. And warrior calling the GG. You just can't do anything without wood. This tower right here. Maybe if things had been a little bit different. Actually, you know what? If warrior had built his town center on the northern side of the wood line, or like he'd put the town center between his opponent and his wood line, it would have been different. He could have done stone walls. That's true. Doesn't have the wood to quick wall. Maybe that's why it didn't happen. We all have that instinct to quick wall with houses. Man, that was a good game though. That was a tough fight. Warrior really did kill a bunch of stuff on water, but this tower just completely did Warrior in. So the first game goes to development, and the next game will be chosen by Warrior. The next map, I should say. So Warrior, it seems, has selected Whirlpool Lake, which was created by Jasuni. So this is a choice of Warrior, and he has picked the Byzantines, and development is the Malay. I marked Warriors the winner. Oh, right, thank you. I don't know why I always do that. Picked the wrong person. Maybe I'm just testing chat to see if people are paying attention. So Whirlpool Lake was made by Jasuni. We have this pit in the center. And there are some relics on a little island in the pit with some crocodiles. And there's a lot of fish here. But it's not just the pit. You also have this channel of mangrove shallows leading to that pit. And this channel of mangrove shallows, well, you can sail right up it, you can wall it off, you can build a dock, you can do whatever. And we've seen Warrior do some pretty aggressive Byzantines play on this map before. Warlion likes this map. This map scares me. I don't want to say I don't like it, because it's obviously a good map, and it's a creative map, and it's exactly the kind of thing that we want in Alchemy League, but I am afraid of this map. I do like how much stone there is, but these stones only have 100 in them apiece. So there's not as much stone as you might think. Apparently there's a random crocodile out here. What the heck? Is that supposed to be the case, Jasuni? Are there supposed to be predators like crocodiles out here, or is the predator something different? Oh, I guess it is crocodiles. Alright. So we'll have to keep an eye and see what they do. You do have a sea tower here to protect your base from an invasion. So if somebody does win water, even though they kind of have an uphill battle to win water, if they do, then you have a sea tower to protect your town from enemy ships. The sea tower may not look very impressive, it only has 550 HP, but it deals massive bonus damage against ships. It has standard predators outside of the center, and the predators are crocodiles. Alright, so development, building a house. Malay are an interesting choice. I imagine that Malay could build all kinds of harbors along here, and maybe even into their enemies, and the harbors would get the arrows. The Malay are known for having a good navy, and their docks have extra vision, but of course the Byzantines have the faster attacking fire ships. Alright, development working on a dock here. Warrior has not docked yet. We're at 15 pop for both players. Warrior with a little bit more idle time, and he is building a forward dock. So, Warrior is out to get development. Yeah, he's like, you know what, I'm going to come get you with fire ships. He's building a very forward dock, which I like. So, I don't know if Warrior's going to go up quickly to the Feudal Age. Of course, because the Malay advance faster, they can click up later with more villagers, and in a way, that's sort of an economy bonus. Whereas Byzantines, they don't have an eco bonus at all. They get no eco bonuses. They're very generic vanilla civ, but they have some great military bonuses, some other bonuses. You know, development building this dock here. What do you guys think about this dock? Why would you build a dock here when you could build it closer to the fish? This is the kind of dock you build if you're not serious about keeping water, I feel. This is the kind of dock that you build if you know, maybe make a few fish and collect a little bit of food, but ultimately make ships and mess with your opponent's fishing economy. That's what this kind of dock feels like to me. Warrior on his way up to the feudal age now. And he is going to make some fire ships. He is going out and he's building himself a little bit better of a wood line here. And he should, as soon as he has the wood for it, he should build a mining camp on this gold. His fire ships are going to require gold. He's going to have to pay his people to go out in those fire ships and burn things. Warrior has a forward villager here. What is Warrior's understanding of Development's town? He actually does not know where Development is at all. So for all we know, like, Warrior's just like, I think my opponent is over here, and he's building his dock here. So I guess it's not as aggressive. But of course, now that he scouts this channel, he's going to know. And I wonder if Warrior... Okay, he's going to build another dock here. So this is an even more I'm out to get you kind of dock. Development is feudal age first, though. He clicked after Warrior, but because he's melee, he advances faster, and he is building the fire galley. So we have a scout fight here. Warrior is going to lose because Development is up first. And Development is going to try to fight this villager, but the scout is weakened from its fight. So as long as Warrior is paying attention, Development will not be able to harm this villager too badly. I do not believe that there's a hill advantage here. I think they're both on equal terms, but Warrior pulling back just in case. Is he going to get that villager? No. Wow, she wins with 3 HP. That's a much-needed win for Warrior. He's down a game here from Development, so we're cheering for Warrior this game. I assure you that it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he's playing Byzantines. Okay, Warrior getting double bit axe. And he is making his Byzantine fire galleys. And Development is here with a fire galley, and he probably technically was first, but Byzantine fire galleys attack faster. And there are 2 docks versus 1. So Development is building a gate behind his dock because he does not want Warrior coming in here and messing with anything. And so Warrior is going to sink Development's fishing ships, and then he'll be one happy Warrior. Alright, Development is building another fire galley. Presumably to attack Warrior's fish, but Warrior only has 2 fish. Warrior does not even really necessarily care about that. So both players are have kind of built docks as though the plan is to mess with the enemy ships, and they've both mitigated their risk by building very few ships, based on how disastrous it could be to invest heavily into fishing economy and then lose it here, and it's very easy to lose it. Especially since your opponent can build docks all back here and then flood a bunch of military units in that you didn't know about at first. Okay, Jasuni says it looked like the scout did have that advantage. Oh, Development stealing Warrior's cows. Warrior manages to save them, though. I don't even know how Development got in there to do that. Let's take a look, though, because Development is presumably investing in something else, and that is indeed the case here. So, it seems like the trend so far is that Warrior likes to go water. He values water very heavily, and Development is not. So Development is again going to go land units, and we'll see if it carries him through this time. The Byzantines are going to burn this palisade gate, or maybe this dock, who knows. And there is a sea tower here which is working on this fire ship, and Warrior wants to get in. He needs to be very careful. Okay, 1 fire galley goes down. He's going to burn down this gate, and then he should be able to get within the sea tower's minimum range. I guess he thinks that it's attacking this one. I'm not really sure. Should try to arrange the fire galleys. Oh, that was a good hit. Demolition Raft. And is this sea tower going to go down? Oh, yikes! The sea tower is going to go down. Development not investing. He should have stonewalled across here. He did not invest enough into the defense of his town, and now he's going to have red ships running underneath his town center. Oh, that could have been a lot worse, that demolition raft. Here's Demolition Raft from Development. He's going to... Have you guys ever seen this before? Have you ever seen somebody quick wall out a fire galley? Neither have we. Because Warrior just plowed right through here. The fishing ships are going to shank this fire galley. I guess it makes sense. But if these were, the villagers, if these were fishing ships, they would have just died, all of them, to a 1 HP fire galley. Alright, development gonna try to wall here, but there's still an opening, so we can't quite do that. And it's looking really good for Warrior this game so far. Villager goes down, Warrior flooding in with the fire ships. Okay, this is a good gate right here. This is a good quick wall, and these fire ships are going to kind of be trapped here. Has development sent the... Oh yeah, he has. Guys, we totally missed it. We saw him making the archers, but we didn't see him using the archers yet. So he's got 2 archers here, and he's disrupting Warrior's wood line. So Warrior is getting close to the resources to click up. He doesn't quite have them yet. Here's another Malay archer coming. So it's probably not enough to fight anything long term. He's going to need like seven archers, I think. But Warrior deciding this wood line is not worth defending. He's going to pull back and build another one underneath his tower, which is kind of funny. That's not what this sea tower is for. Nobody told Warrior that this sea tower is for ships. It's not for land units, but that's how he's going to use it. Alright, he's going to build a stone gate here and a stone wall there. And of course this has already got trees to the edge of the map. He's building another stone wall there too. So he'll be able to keep development out for a little while. So where's development? Is he going to come and build a tower now on Warrior's woodline? That worked pretty well for him last time. Okay, development seems to have gotten the situation under control. He's sort of semi-walled this. Okay, there we go. Actually, there's still a gap here. And Warrior could technically come in. So Warrior's just kind of sapping some free damage here against development. Development has to pull back. The best path for this lady is to get off of the water, but she gets burned down. So Warrior getting 7 villager kills, and development has gotten 2 so far. Development being super annoying with the archers. He did manage to get over here. And he's going to pick off another one of Warrior's villagers. There it goes. I think Warrior should just bite the bullet and build like a tower right here or something. He's got a bunch of idle villagers on his woodline. Alright, he does retask them to attack. Let's take a look at fishing economy. He has 5 fishing ships. So this is somewhat guaranteed food income. And I think he's racing up the buildings. Okay, he is going to build this tower here to help himself secure... I guess this is a gold tower. I think this tower is intended for the gold. Development is on his way up to the Castle Age. Warrior has the resources to click up, but not the buildings, so that's why he's building this stable here. Warrior has a lot of idle town center time, it's true. Maybe that's Warrior's weakness, is that he overinvests in Navy, and his opponent makes a lot of fishing ships. See, Warrior would love nothing more than for this gate to not be here, and to come in here and kill 10 villagers with a demolition raft. Look at this, development sees this raft too, and he's like, nope. He nopes right out of there. He does not want to have anything to do with this demolition raft, which is out of range of this town center. So, development is not doing great for wood himself, actually. He's only got a few on wood over here, and I think that Warrior could send fire ships over here to disrupt it further. So both players are really messing with each other a lot right now. Warrior, I guess, is going to take this... This is going to ultimately be a mining camp. But you can see that he doesn't really have good wood supply. He's chopped this out. He's got archers on most of his wood lines. And I think that Warrior needs to buy some stone, and he needs to build another tower here and secure that area. He's building a couple of houses now. Maybe he is planning on just making knights and dealing with this that way. These archers are coming over to pressure his villagers on wood and gold. Oh, so annoying. He's garrisoned to the town center. He's gonna trap the archers in there, and the tower's gonna get some free hits, but more villagers are going down. Development is taking the lead in Eco KD. But Warrior has reached the next age. He's probably gonna get the upgrade for the ships, I would imagine. He's going to get the War Galley upgrade. He has the resources for it. But he has a lot of things that he needs to do as well. His demolition raft is waiting. That's a good... Yeah, that was a good... That's probably the best explosion he could get, killing 2 villagers that way. So they're tied up again. Oh wait, but development has just killed another villager. And Warrior with the double stables here. He just wants to get knights out, and he just wants to clear out these archers. And who can blame him? These archers have been so annoying. They've taken him off of resources everywhere. The knights have no armor, though. So he sends the villager to kill this just because it's not worth the knight's time. He needs them over here more so. Actually, where are they? Okay, I guess he must have cleared up an archer from here. And now he's going to send in 4 knights. And the 4 knights should be able to take on this. Although the archers have bodkin, and the knights have no armor, so if development micros properly, he actually could potentially... Oh, no, not really. The knights are going to win this. He only got a couple good volleys against that first knight. And Warrior is going to clean that up. He's got a fire ship in here, and the big thing is that Warrior is preventing development from sealing this off. Warrior, okay, he does see this. So yeah, he's going to deny this. If development had snuck this up, that would have been bad for Warrior. Development just trying to get away here. The fire ships are taking free damage underneath the town center, though. If Warrior got like 10 fire ships, not fire galleys, he actually could destroy this town center with just ships. And I think that's a viable approach. But he's focused on knights for now. And he's gonna... Oh, development is gonna wall this off. I'd actually like to see Warrior go fast imp into Dromons. But Warrior's gonna attack with the knights instead. Development wants to stonewall this off. Notice how he's not stonewalling anywhere else because it's the ships he's afraid of. Alright, what's the villager count look like? Development has a 12 villager lead over Warrior. The Eco KD is similar, but Warrior has a lot more idle town center time. Development has hurt Warrior more than Warrior has hurt Development. Late game, Byzantines crush Malay. Malay don't really have a good... In fact, there's nothing Malay can do against... Oh! Look at this! Development has created a knight petting zoo. Look at this. These knights are so harmless in here. He's quick-walled them in. The knights are trying to get out. He gets a conversion, and there was a spearman in here. And, okay. So Warrior does eventually break through the wall, and he's able to get out. But dang, that was well played there. So Warrior has expanded his fishing economy here. He's made a few more fire ships. I don't think he's too worried about development coming back on water, but you never know on this map. Your opponent can build like 3 docks back here and make a bunch of ships. I guess Warrior has decided, might as well pressure this. Put the pressure on my opponent. I wonder if he's going to use the demolition ship to break in. Be kind of funny. Also, do you guys understand how fire ships are able to deal damage to stone walls? Uh-oh. No, Warrior. Not like this. Okay, he's got some light cav. Yeah, does anybody understand how fire ships are able to hurt stone walls? If you understand that, let me know. Because I don't. Okay, so the light cav are going to try to pick off this monk. And they succeed. There was one conversion. But this other guy comes in, and Warrior is hungry for monk flesh. And he picks off another monk. Is he going to get the 3rd monk? Oh my gosh, poor development. That's bad. He didn't even have Sanctity, though. That is very unfortunate. But again, that was a win that Warrior needs because development is ahead so far. Warrior should totally make a transport ship and get these relics and trigger a relic victory. People panic when they see relic victories. I swear, like, when the relic victory triggers, people will take bad fights. Fights that they would not have normally taken. The fire is so hot that it melts the stone, I guess. So, Warrior really has invested. He's continued to make knights. I'm curious to see if he's gotten the armor for it. It doesn't look like he's gotten any armor. But he's still making them. And he wants to raid development.
See ya.
The knights can make sense in the context of if he eventually wants to go cataphract, he could get like the armor upgrades and the attack and stuff, and it would, well, the attack would work for infantry, but the armor, if he wanted to go into cataphract, any armor investment that he made in the knights would carry over.
Yep.
And I would not separate the units like this, but okay, yeah, he sees it now. And he pulls back. Development just trying to stonewall and keep Warrior away. Development is only now getting Horsecollar with 32 on farms. That hurts. I guess he's been really heavily pressured. And that kind of thing can happen. Okay, so development using the monks for defense, and they're behind the stone walls. Warrior cannot get in and snipe the monks because there are stone walls in the way. But he's going to send his galleys forward, 4 galleys forward, and he's going to snipe the monks. And he does get them, but development gets a conversion. So I think Warrior does want to get in here and do some damage. Warrior is on 3 town centers, by the way, in the background. He seems to have stabilized with cavalry. And he's also taken the score lead. But development has 82 villagers, 83 villagers, you guys. And Warrior has 60. So development has a 20 villager lead over Warrior. But Warrior has 3 times the military, so that's sort of what's keeping him in this game. That and all of these fishing ships. So I don't know who's going to win this one. This is pretty intense. Development with the bigger economy, but Warrior with the military presence to punish gains made by development. Are these ships in? No, but they wish they were in. What is this? Is development building more stuff? He's building more stuff. Another stone wall here. Okay, the war galleys take down the monk. He's got... Does he have Bodkin? Yes, he does. He's got Bodkin. So good damage, good range. Really, they only have 1 fewer range than the monks. So all they're going to do is pull back a little bit, and the monk will naturally follow, and then they return and fire at him. So what do you do if you're development in this situation? I mean, monks are a smart thing to make. I think a castle is needed. Maybe you could go Karambit warriors or something. It's hard to say. You've been taken off of water. Okay, it's a castle. Maybe you could go into Arbs. I'm not sure though. It's a tough position to be in. Alright, so it looks like Warrior is in. Development is converting. He's going to quick gate out these fire ships, and he's going to try to force up this castle. Keep this town center safe. And Warrior has pretty much chopped through this. He's going to need a lumber camp refresh, but his economy is safe at home. Development nearly up to 100 villagers, though. Okay, the castle has gone up, and that means that this town center will not go down. Had the castle not gone up, the navy that Warrior had would have been able to destroy this town center. So now, Warrior is just going to attack development's economy in this area. He's going to lose his ships. But he also gets some much-needed intelligence information on what his opponent's up to in here, I think. Doesn't see any additional docks. This area is quite cluttered. We have a castle drop from Warrior, and this castle is about to go up. That is a painful castle for development to deal with. So he's going to build another town center out here. He's got 83 villagers to Warrior's 73 villagers, and Warrior with much more military than development. I guess that's true. That's probably true, Jasuni. The stress is in the stone. From the fire, the stone expands with the temperature, with the heat from the fire. But because some parts of the stone try to expand and others don't, because they haven't gotten warm yet, because the ability for heat to travel through stone is limited. So if the stone expands faster than it can gradually warm up, then it could place thermal stresses on the stone and cause it to crack and fracture and such. So that's a good point. That's probably what happens. That's probably the logic there. So we got a cataphract out from Warrior, and Warrior is on his way up to the Imperial Age, and development's just been on the back foot the whole game. He has 3 military, and I don't even know where they are. Actually, no, he's got 11, sorry. He's got more military than Warrior. So I read that backwards. So development actually has more military and more eco. But he does also have a ram and a castle in his base. What's he building here? Don't tell me this is another... Okay, no, this is a siege workshop. And this is a good siege workshop. He needs to make the mangonel. He needs to pressure this ram. He needs to garrison in this town center to create arrow fire. Tries to get a conversion on that cataphract, but it's not. There's too many units. There's not enough time. And this town center will go down. Development has built a nice little village back here, but seems like he can't really use it too much. He has archers here. He's got some military. He needs to get the crossbow upgrade. And maybe he needs to loop around and pressure this area, but he's a little busy right now. Trying to save his town center. It looks like there are some repair villagers. This mangonel's going to try to get a shot off on the ram. And it indeed gets one, but the ram is within range of the castle. So it's not like he can charge this ram with villagers and shank it down. I agree. Warrior is doing something really special here. He's making a comeback in a way that we were not expecting. He even built a forward town center on development. He has had a consistently better economy. Not that that's a huge deal. Usually the player that has the better military is the one that wins. But economy allows you to afford military. So development with another barracks here. I'm wondering if he's going to double down on the pikeman production. But pikemen are very, very bad against cataphract. Because all of the bonus damage that is done by pikemen is absorbed by cataphract, and cataphract deal bonus damage to pikemen and can kill them in like 2 or 3 hits. So you really need help. If you're going to use infantry to deal with cataphracts, which is never recommended, see, like, look at this. This cataphract is barely hurt by that. If you're going to use infantry to deal with cataphract, your best bet is halberdier, and even then, it's not a good option. You need a significant numbers advantage. So development is spreading out over here. He's taking this stone. Maybe if development is, if he's lucky, he can build a castle over here to protect this economy. These knights from Warrior. Okay, they did scout a little bit of farm, and they see the gold, and that's where they go. So development is going to have to pull off of that gold. It's going to have to send stuff here to deal with this. It'll be super annoying. He tried the monks, but the ships were too effective against the monks. And Warrior never got... Warrior has sort of fished out the center. If that gives you an idea of how much food Warrior has made off of this. This is fueling his war effort. But Warrior never got these relics, which is unfortunate, because I think he could have won a while ago if he had. So development looking to escape this way. He's built some outposts to help him see if Warrior's coming this way. Monks work better against cataphracts. Well, yeah, being a unique unit, cataphracts are susceptible to conversion. Our development is indeed building that defensive castle that we talked about, but it's also sort of an offensive castle because it's going to be on Warrior's town center. But that town center should probably not be there because Warrior's town is over here. So this isn't really a town center, it's more like a town flank. So, Warrior has tread all of these town centers down from the safety of his own castle. And development coming over here to rebuild this town. He has not given up yet. He's close to clicking up to Imp. I think he's selling resources so that he could click up. And we're going to see it. There it is. Where's he advancing from? This town center. I guess that's probably his safest town center. Makes sense. I mean, his only other option was this town center. It's not a good option. So the cataphracts have found this town center. And surely development will see that. Cataphracts actually do not have as good of armor as regular cavalry. They've only got 1 pierce armor instead of 2 base pierce armor. So development wants to come in here on this stone. These cataphracts. They're curling around. They're not going to go for it. So where's the... Okay, the trebuchets are here, and they are attacking this castle. Development is repairing it. If Warrior actually destroyed this town center, he could maybe even deny Development's Imperial Age. Development getting iron casting. Apparently the Malay get armor for free, and nobody told me. They now get free armor for their infantry. And this is going to be a good win for Development here. These Karambits are going to snipe these trebuchets, and Development can't be stopped really in that. Warrior will get the castle, so overall I think it was a better exchange for Warrior, because Development can't really afford to lose that castle. And by the way, if the Cataphracts were over here, these Karambits would get crushed. Warrior has, for some reason, made some hand cannons. I don't really know why the hand cannons. Feels like Cataphract would be better for what you want to do. But, yeah, he's got the buildings for it, might as well make them. Actually, he's making a lot of hand cannons, too. He's got a bunch of archery ranges, and Development calls the GG. Warrior just been beating up on him all game. Development's been beaten up by Warrior the entire game this game, but these have been two really good games so far. I've really enjoyed watching them, and I hope that you have as well. So Warrior just pressuring Development the entire game, not letting Development do anything. Byzantines with all their glorious options. And this right here makes up for any lack of eco bonus. So guys, it's tied up 1-1. Let's take a look at the final map, which is Gichigume. Yep, that's true. It's very competitive. So Gichigume was made by yours truly, Tech Chariot. This is Development's home map. This is kind of like a Nomad map as well. It's a little bit more ordered. I don't know if you could call it... I would assume, I guess, it's probably slightly more random than Cataclysm. But you got a big lake over here. And it's got some fish in it. Not a lot. There's only 150 food per fish. Oh, these guys are building their docks right next to each other. Look at that. Well, somebody's going to win water and somebody's going to lose water very quickly. Development with the Berbers and Warrior with the Dravidians. So Gichigume is inspired by Lake Superior and the Superior, Wisconsin area. So that's why you see that this lake is very tempestuous. It's got all kinds of hills on it. All sorts of surge for the water here. And these guys are going to be sharing these fish, and they're going to see it. So, what about Berbers? I wonder why Berbers on this map. There must be some reason. Maybe it's to help get the town center up faster because Berber villagers walk faster. Is Development... Alright, he's just directly fishing. Warrior's going to build the house here too. I've seen players actually hunt and then retask the villager onto fish, and then they can drop it off at the dock. But it does require more micro. But these players are just going to fish. Look at all these shipwrecks. Lake Superior is known for being very, very foul in the wintertime. So you've got all of these shipwrecks everywhere. Lots and lots of shipwrecks. So I like Warrior's Town Center here. It's kind of on the north side of the wood line. Development's Town Center is probably a little bit better, and it's also on a gold mine too. So that works out pretty well. Warrior exploring with a cow. Let's see what Warrior knows. Okay, he already even knows that this dock is here. So it just so happened that these guys started out right next to each other this time. Development does not know that Warrior's dock is here. Okay. So that is a big advantage for Warrior. Maybe Warrior will sprint up to the Feudal Age to go and kill this dock because he knows how close it is. Maybe it won't matter at all. It's hard to say. Warrior has not found Development's Town Center. Development has not found Warrior's Town Center. But I guess this cow is getting kind of close. So if you're Development right now, you know that you lost a cow here. And what is this? What is this? Okay, this is just This is just hunting. This is not anything aggressive. I thought maybe that Warrior would come across here and he would actually like wall this and try to pin development in. But he has not done so.
Sorry.
Okay, now development is going to see these fishing ships here and he's going to get suspicious. It's going to be like, my opponent is taking fish right next to me. What's going on with that? Yeah. So he's sending this villager over and he is going to confirm, yeah, here it is. And we got ourselves a villager fight. The players are... That did not take long at all. The Bell's like, no brainer. Alright, gonna attack the enemy villager. And I don't think anybody has a hill advantage here. As Warrior's trying to pull back and get the hill advantage. I think he gets it. And development has to flee. So Warrior's gonna go back to fishing. And development's gonna go back home with his villager. Alright, so now development is fully aware that Warrior has this dock here. Warrior knows about development, so it's going to be a race up to the feudal age. Let's take a look at the level of investment here. Warrior has 5 ships and he's building a 6th. And development has 4 fishing ships. Oh wait, no, he's got 5 as well. And he is also building a 6th. So they have similar levels of investment. Development's sending a new villager this way. This is not something that Warrior's going to be able to fight. And he's actually going to wall it in there. Oh no! Warrior would have to delete his dock in order to get away. So I guess Warrior just going to take as much HP as he can and take the fight. I don't think Warrior was expecting that. That really caught Warrior by surprise. Like, who would walk all the way out here to take a fight with a fresh villager? So Warrior's going to send this villager out to now deal with that. What is this? Oh, I bet this is a second dock kind of villager. I bet that's what this is. This villager is for building another dock. So development has 1 eco kill, and Warrior has 1 eco death. Neither player has clicked up to the next stage yet, nor do they have the resources to do so. And this lady is fishing here until Warrior can afford to build a second dock. I guess Warrior must have force-dropped off at his town center, and now he's on his way up. He's going to build another dock here pretty soon. There it is. And development... No. Okay, yeah, no feudal age yet. Maybe development is going fast castle. We've seen this before. We've seen development does not really like water very much. Although he is coming over here, and it seems like he's almost looking for what Warrior's fish. Maybe he's scouting for more fish. I'm not really sure. And Warrior's kind of relocated his fishing ships, and he's going to relocate some even more. What do we have here? Looks like development came over here and wanted to lame Warrior's gold, and we missed it. So I'm not really sure what happened with that, but there is an outpost here spying on Warrior. So development knows all about Warrior's gold. Development is going to feudal age now. Let's see if we can figure out what his plan is. Okay, so this is a fast castle, I think. It's a fast castle or it's man-at-arms towers. I think it's fast castle. I think he's building a mining camp here to go on the stone, to slowly collect the stone for a castle. But he's building this barracks so that he can afford to build like an archery range and as a second building in feudal age. And he's probably going to build a blacksmith. So those are going to be his 2 buildings. Maybe a range and a blacksmith. Warrior already being in feudal age, he's got the galleys out, and he is working on development's fishing ships. Development fleeing and trying to buy himself as much time as he can. Warrior is on... Okay, he's on 2 dock, and the 3rd dock is making a fishing ship. So, Development's fish are all going to get killed. And I guess, to Development, those are acceptable losses. Okay, so Development... He's tower rushing. Okay. Alright. So no fast castle for Development. For Development, it's going to be tower rush. I mean, the tower worked out well for him in the first game. So, why not? Tower goes up on Warrior's gold. My gut feeling is that tower rushing is not effective on this map. I feel like there's got to be like another gold back here. Yeah. That Warrior can go for, but does Warrior know about that gold? And he does, and we see the foundation come up immediately. Warrior's really good with Navy. I agree. I think Warrior really prioritizes Navy. He has a high opinion of Navy. He values it a lot, and it seems like Development does not really value it. And in the first game, Development won because he did something creative that Warrior was not expecting, even though Warrior beat him out on Navy. And so I think Development is hoping to recreate that success here. Where are these villagers going? Okay, so Development does not know about this gold. So he can't be going to tower it. He's building an outpost. So he might see this gold after he builds the outpost. No, not quite. He's just going to build a tower here. When the villagers come forward, and he gets nervous. Okay, and he's gonna build a tower here, and Warrior just like sends the boys from all directions to fight this. Oh no! Now Development does have an archer here to help out, but there's no way this tower. Come on, there's no way this tower goes up. He's surrounded. All right, Warrior is gonna build this market here. I'm not sure what the market is for, maybe to help him rebalance the economy. It looks like Development has given up on this tower. Warrior has gotten 10 eco kills, and Development has gotten 4. But the number is very high because of the fishing ships that Warrior killed. Okay, Blacksmith coming up for Development. Development wants to go Castle Age soon. He doesn't have really great food income because he lost his fish, but I think he's taking the cows. Yeah, he's on the cows. So he should be able to click up soon, although where did that all go? Seemed like he just lost a bunch of food here. Getting upgrades, maybe? Oh, I guess it's just a little bit longer, or did he sell it? He's got archers coming back. And is Warrior gonna wall in this tower foundation? I think he should. Or is he just gonna kill the tower? I think that's what happened actually, because he's just walking right through here. Yeah, so he destroyed the tower. And he's got a few skirmishers chasing these archers away. So Development, limited success on the tower rush, although he's doubling down on it. He's gonna build another tower here. And the purpose of this tower is to take, this will hurt, to take Warrior off of a wood line. I mean, he's got plenty more. There's other choices here. But it's still annoying to have to deal with. And actually, Warrior has clicked up first. Development must have Castle Age queued. Yeah, he does. So, both these players are actually going to be Castle Age similar-ish times. Warrior has an advantage in the timing, I think. Oh, by the way, these geese are like deer. See them just wandering around. And they can enter the water, kind of like real-life geese. Okay, so we got Warrior. All right, he's gonna build his lumber camp back here now. He's building another range, and Development is building another tower. He really, really wants to take Warrior off of wood. That worked really well for him in the previous games. What is Warrior? You know, if you're Warrior, what do you do? I guess Warrior could counter tower. Or maybe Warrior ultimately wants to build a castle, but Warrior has not sent anything to stone yet, even though he's on his way up to the Castle Age. So probably what this will be is Warrior will make mangonels and crossbows, if I had to guess, because he's shown no effort of going over the stone.
Yeah. உங்கள் சித்தம் சரி என்ன கட்டளை
Azul.
சரி உங்கள் சித்தம்
Okay, skirmishers. Just having a little micro battle there. And Warrior Castle Age development's going to be Castle Age soon. And yep, sure enough, crossbow upgrade is coming in. It's going to have to withdraw from this area. And we're probably going to see a siege workshop, if I had to guess, pretty soon. Development is Castle Age. I mean, look at this. Warrior dominates the water. He's got ships spaced all around here, especially over here where he thinks that development might build the dock and come back. And now they're fighting over this limited strip of land. Actually, I like this. Warrior wants to be aggressive, but... oh no. Castle drop here. So Warrior doesn't like that, but there's a tower here, so there's not much he can do. And there's another tower here. So Warrior cannot really stop this castle from going up. So this is somewhat annoying, really. You know, that you can basically do a push like this, and you can deny a larger fraction of the buildable space if you're building in the middle, based on the shape of this rectangle here of fighting area. So, oh, he's got armored elephants. Let's go. And he's got crossbows behind the armored elephants to make it impossible to repair this, or wall behind it. So, are we going to have a base trade here? Development has built this castle, and I mean, it's attacking the town center, but it hasn't really hurt Warrior too much. Warrior does have the eco lead. Camel Archer coming out for some raiding. Warrior has a crossbowman here. He's built another one. And I think that these are here waiting for raiding units, if I had to guess. Like, Warrior expects that Camel Archers will come and raid his wood line, so he's just sort of building up there. And he doesn't really need them up here right now. Warrior charging this mangonel here. Unfortunately for him, the armored elephant does not have the opportunity to destroy it. So he's building a mangonel, and he's going to catch development off guard. It's going to surprise him and flatten his mangonel, perhaps. Mangonel rolling forward, presumably to attack this ball of ranged units here. And at that time, Warrior will pop out and flatten it, just like that. That's his plan. And now he's going to go back to the town center. This armored elephant should probably attack this siege workshop, maybe. Okay, alright, there's camel archers here. Development's going to try to micro down this mangonel with camel archers. Warrior with a good attack round. Like I said, these guys are like the two best players in the league, I think. Among the two best players. So, this is, it's a real treat to see these guys play on your map. So, Warrior's crossbows, they're just kind of hanging out here, waiting for the camel archers to come back. We have not seen a university yet. It's been a pretty aggressive game so far. Warrior with two mangonels working on this town center. Here comes another mangonel. There's no way for Warrior to know about that, except basically to have an ambush. And indeed, the mangonel goes down. Can development get the other mangonel with his mangonel? He can. So he gets two mangonels for free, basically. Warrior does not see this. Oh no, Warrior. Okay, so again, the elephant is going to come and chase this mangonel. Gets a good swipe with it. And he's probably going to get another swipe when it changes direction here. Yeah, there you go. So he gets 2 for 1, essentially, with a little bit of help. Crossbows here. They are... He needs Bodkin. Warrior does. The good news for Warrior is he's got all of this free space out here to fish. But if you're Warrior, maybe you just, like, come out here and you take this gold and this stone, and you build a wall on this side, and you build a wall over here, and you just don't have to worry about the raids anymore. But there's not really much wood back here, I guess. There is, but it's not as efficient. Like, you need more area to get the same amount of wood. Development is so broke. Warrior does have a little bit more in terms of resources. But it seems like Warrior can't get a good attack as long as this siege workshop is here. You should send the elephant forward to this. I'd like to see somebody make some, I don't know, some infantry or some redemption monks. You know, something to change things up a little bit. It's basically just siege weapons and archers fighting each other. Scorpion here intended to help Warrior with a little bit of an accuracy advantage. It's a smaller amount of damage, but it's assured damage with a Scorpion. The dance they play with the mangonels. Warrior taking a shot. Ah, he doesn't quite kill this mangonel. He takes another shot at Development's camel archers. Development's going to pull this mangonel back and repair it. What's going on back here? Development has a bunch of archers tied up to keep his lumberjacks and gold miners safe because of the power of raids. Okay, that elephant finally went down somehow. I think the mangonel actually flattened it, which is sort of funny. So Warrior 32 villagers to Development's 53. 24 plus 8. And Development with 53 just villagers, no fishing ships. So Development microing down this mangonel. And Warrior shooting the camel archers. Actually, Warrior has another mangonel here chasing the camel archers now. Camel archers are going to find this wood line and get in on this probably. And now it seems like Development has an advantage over Warrior, even though Warrior has the military lead. Again, no walling. I think you need to wall this map. I think this map is the kind of map that you stonewall on, so you don't, precisely so you don't have this. You don't have to tie up half your military protecting your villagers. Development found these cows. It's going to try to send them to the corner, I guess, and keep Warrior from finding them. Warrior building another town center back here. How long has it been since Warrior's had a town center? I'm not really sure. But he's building a new one now. He's got to abandon this. What's this? The pathing sends the villagers forward toward the camel archers. And these villagers are going to come, and he just wants to build this town center to be left in peace, so he's not raided. We got a siege workshop here. We got camel archers slipping past up this way. There is a ball of crossbows here keeping the stone safe for Warrior. Warrior with fewer villagers now than he had before. It's getting raided to death. Doesn't really have a good answer to these camel archers and on this wood line. He's got some crossbows, but not enough. Yeah, the camel archers finished them off. He sends these other crossbows forward.
Seti.
Development has a sprawling metropolis back here. But unfortunately for Warrior, a lot of his land has been denied by a castle. His archers are being chased back by the mangonel, and here comes a castle for Warrior just to secure this section of the map to keep Development from raiding him. Crossbows are going to try to finish off as many camel archers as they can. They can't really afford to waste time with this mangonel here. Warrior with his villagers blocking it, trying to shank it. Okay, the camel archers do win the fight, and Warrior calls the GG. I think he would have gotten the castle up, but he would have had a hard game. Development was about to click up to the next stage. So the final game goes to Development. I think it was close. Warrior won water. He was on the offensive for a while. But Development, I think it was just a small mistake of leaving this open and not walling it up. And Development was able to get in here and do lots of damage. Guys, I've really enjoyed casting these games this afternoon. I think this is going to do it for me today. I've got one more to cast, but I think we're in pretty good shape here. Starting to get caught up on the matches. And I've really appreciated these guys signing up for the league. It means a lot to me. I know there's lots of more lucrative competitions out there beyond Alchemy League that have more familiar settings and maps and people, personalities. So I appreciate people taking a risk on Alchemy League, and I hope that they're enjoying the matches so far. They're enjoying playing them as much as I'm enjoying watching. So with much thanks and love, I'm signing out, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow, hopefully.